नमस्कार, एक बार फिर सभी का स्वागत है और सबसे पहले मैं मैडम एम्बेसडर का नाम ले लेता हूँ। हर एक्सीलेंसी मिसेस डियाना मित्स्काविचेना, एम्बेसडर ऑफ लिथुआनिया हमारे साथ हैं। अब द रीज़न व्हाई आई हैव टेकन द नेम द वेरी स्टार्टिंग बिकॉज़ इट वाज़ रियली डिफिकल्ट फॉर मी टू प्रोनाउंस। Sometimes some cultural things, linguistic part are quite difficult, but if you'll go to the root of it, if you put some effort into it, you'll be able to understand it. That's how humanity works. Sometimes it seems difficult for you to feel good for someone else because of anything, but if you put a little bit of effort, you'll find it really good. And what I'm saying this because as a diplomat, it's really important and it's a very responsible job. And when it comes about arts, media, and all these other verticals from the entertainment industry, it helps as a catalyst to actually expedite that whole reaction of getting the people together. Hello and welcome, Madam Ambassador. I hope I pronounced it right.
Thank you so much. Namaskar sabhi ko aap. I totally agree with you. We have to make an effort. Sometimes मैं हिंदी सीखती हूँ तो मुझे थोड़ी हिंदी आती है लेकिन कभी-कभी काफ़ी मुश्किल शब्द मिलते हैं तो मैं कोशिश कर रही हूँ और then you tried very hard to pronounce my name and I'm very grateful. I think it needs to be appreciated.
Thank you so much. And the way you just said कि आप हिंदी सीख रही हैं और the word you just mentioned, king कर्तव्य विमूढ़, that was the cherry on the cake because most of the Hindi speaking people wouldn't know that.
King कर्तव्य विमूढ़ has been so far the most difficult, the toughest Hindi word I've come across.
Great. Madam Ambassador, let's talk about this Global Film Festival. This is the 17th edition, and as I've just mentioned, that all these are soft power, bringing the people together on the government level. Okay, you're working, your government is working, Lithuanian government, Indian government, they're working, understood. But when the people will come together, when I'll have a friend somewhere in Lithuania, I'll be having a personal touch, personal element. If I'll be watching a movie and I love a movie star from there, I will have a personal touch. So how do you as being at the center of it, because the face of Lithuania is you for us as Indians, how do you look at it?
Well, I think films, the world of films is an extremely important element in bringing people together. And I think all embassies do that. We too try to use film medium as much as possible. And of course, we're very grateful for the opportunity when the film festival organizers give us to contribute a film, to contribute to the program of every film. So similarly with the Global Film Festival, Noida 17th edition is today. Last year we also contributed a film. I think it's just great to have an audience who appreciates, what takes interest in what you have to offer. And I have to also say that this has been a very special year for Lithuania and India in the world of films,
Right.
because we had two very memorable events recently in October, the National Film Awards
Okay.
in India, October 8th. The best film in the non-fiction category, Aina, has been made by an Indian director, but the producer is from Lithuania.
Lithuania,
It's a
okay.
very well-known Arūnas Matelis, who has produced it with,
won a national award.
with which won the national award. So it's a moving film about the acid attack survivors. I just saw it 2 days ago, so I'm very grateful that we
Aina.
have. Aina is
Mirror.
a little bit of Lithuanian contribution is there.
Okay.
And the most recent news is that Goa National Film Festival, where Lithuanian entry Toxic won Best Film Award. So I'm very happy, proud, and I think this gives us a momentum to speak about the significance of films and movies in bringing our people together.
Madam Ambassador, as you just mentioned, that bringing the people together and you being the diplomat, you being the face ambassador, it becomes mandatory for you sometimes, with all due respect, to understand the culture, to understand the people of the country you being deputed. So I just need to understand what is your understanding when it comes about Indian cinema or the Indian people. How do you look at it? Because you're learning Hindi as well, so it might have elaborated a little bit.
I have a very long association with India, and I have to admit that my association with India, my love for India started with Umrao Jan when I was barely 12, 13
You
years
watched
ago.
Umrao?
I watched Umrao Jan. I probably didn't have any background information about Lucknowi culture or about, whatever
Meena Kumari.
around the film. But I got fascinated by the whole country. So film is definitely a good ambassador of a country for me, and my personal story testifies. And I met Muzaffar Ali last year. I told him, sir, you are responsible for actually me coming here, probably. So I watched a lot of Indian films from the popular realm, what is now called Bollywood. But I also I'm interested in parallel film, the so-called parallel Indian cinema, the serious movies. The thing is that Lithuanian cinema is more of a parallel. It's always that unpopular sort of art movies. We have a niche contribution to the world of cinema in that. So I think even here we have an excellent, complementary relationship between a very, very big market, which really has entertainment movie as one of the pillars of its popular culture, and a small country like Lithuania, which has a very strong footing in art cinema.
You just talked about market. Ma'am, Indian film industry is a giant in itself. Its addition to the GDP is understandable. And yeah, right, significant. How do you look at Lithuania as a market for this industry to go out there to not only shoot films and not just big budget films? I'm talking about some budding these directors, those who are coming out learning direction from this particular university. What if they want to go out to Lithuania and want to shoot something, want to collaborate with any of the production house or directors over there? What's the roadmap and what are the things right now? How is it working?
So this is definitely one of the areas that I think this has already started. We've had some movies shot in Lithuania. We also have we are a popular shooting destination for the world cinema generally. So it's not just Indian movies. I also heard that, for example, horse training centers have been employed by Bollywood movies, for the horse tricks when they need to play in the movies. Now we have a very well-known Lithuanian film director who acted as a producer for a young upcoming Indian director. I think it's a beautiful example what can be done between the big and the small, which has their strengths, their relative strengths, probably different elements of the same wonderful movie world.
Great. And now let's come to, as you've just said, your whole inspiration came from Umrao Jan. So we generally call in India film buff. Film buff is the one who's into film, they want to watch it and they dress up like that. Your favorite movies, if you can name 5, or we can stick to 2 or 3 as well, all up to you.
Indian.
Yeah, Indian film, Bollywood basically. Hardcore Bollywood, all filmy, dance, drama, not parallel. There's nothing like parallel, but yeah, I'm talking about those big budget movies, Indian Bollywood style. And at the same time, your favorite song.
Oh, that's a very difficult question because I have too many films and too many songs in my head.
Finally, after tough work.
But okay, 5. So okay, I will start probably with Avara.
Avara, Raj Kapoor.
Raj Kapoor, and probably Mera Naam Jogar, I would add again Raj Kapoor films. Umrao Jan would definitely be on the list. Well, now I have to probably end with Lapta Ladies because I really like Lapta Ladies. It's just amazing. Now I have to find one more in between. This should be something with Amitabh Bachchan, I think, because he is my favorite actor. And I can't help it. But now I have to really, really search which one of Amitabh Bachchan would fit into that number 5. Probably 3, 4 I need to tell. One is very difficult. So I'll leave it open.
We are still counting. Thank you so much, Madam Ambassador. It was a pleasure talking to you. And believe me, generally what happens when all these sort of events takes place in Marwah Studios, we have 4 major events. Ambassadors from all across the world, they come. They have lots and lots of things to talk about their countries and about the collaboration as well. But there's only a few times I personally feel a connection with a person, as in they understand the Indian culture, the way we live it. And you are one of them. So thank you so much, ma'am, for being like that.
Also say a couple of words about a movie we are presenting today.
Please go ahead.
Because it's a movie that is so relevant. It's in fact a movie called You and I, which is about the relationship between a human and a nature in a very modern, in a very urbanist setting where, the main hero, the protagonist, who is a well-established urban guy, urban architect, leaves the city to live in the forest. And, we might be a small country, but we have a lot of beautiful green nature that you will be seeing today in the screening. But the essence of how a modern urbanite, Indian, Lithuanian, no matter who, relates to who is he vis-a-vis the nature, I think is a question that is very universal. So this is our contribution for this festival.
Thank you so much once again. And I'm pretty sure that all the students, those who are learning, will get something new to understand from that particular movie. And thank you so much for giving me time for being here. It is a pleasure, sheer pleasure talking to you.
Most welcome. Most welcome. Pleasure talking.
Shukriya and King Kanta Bebe mood. Huh?
All the best with the pronunciation of difficult names for you too.
Thank you so much.